Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Well, Thursday night, tomorrow night will be the NFL draft in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select 27th in the first round. Aiden Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker from Georgia or Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan expected to go in the first two picks. But we don't know what could happen in the NFL draft, as we all know. Ron Gronkowski and Monica Sue is still not signed with the Buccaneers. I think that's something the Buccaneers will be looking forward to looking into in this draft, and very important draft for this team, because we know what the status of those players are. But I think we, as a Buccaneer organization, will go after defensive linemen, even if Sue does sign with the Bucs. And I think we will look for a cornerback, and I think we'll look for a running back in the top 4 rounds. That's my Sports Talk with the Cowboy real deal on what I think will happen with the Bucs. We don't know what will happen with Baker Mayfield or Deebo Samuels. These players are out there willing to be traded. Jimmy Garoppolo, another player could be traded during the draft. So it's like it is always in the draft. You don't know what will happen. Everybody will tell you what will happen, but you won't know what will happen at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And we'll be tuning in Sports Talk with the Cowboy to give you up to date on what is happening with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the draft. All right, then we're going to the United States Football League Week 2. That's Week 2 at USFL. The Tampa Bay Bandits took it on the chin 34-3 to the New Orleans Breakers, which had a spirited defensive campaign, played a heck of a game, and won the game 34-3. Stifled that offense to the Tampa Bay Bandits. They couldn't make a point, only could kick the field goal. So the Tampa Bay Bandits really didn't have a good day the other day against the Breakers, and the Breakers are a superior team. They're a great defensive squad, and they've showed it. And they are right now in the power rankings, Cowboy power rankings, USFL, New Orleans Breaker number 1, Birmingham Stallion number 2. Everybody else from 3 on down to 8, well, they're just about 500. So that's where we are on the USFL. Tune in this week. The Tampa Bay Bandits will take the Houston Gamblers on. And also the pivotal game will be the Birmingham Stallions against the New Orleans Breakers to see the supremacy of them two teams and see who's really going to come out of the 8-team pack as the powerhouse. But so far out of week 2, it's the Stallions and it's the Breakers. But the Bandits are 500, and they've got a game this week. So tune it in to USFL. And then to hockey, the Tampa Bay Lightning is caught on fire after they won that 8-1 game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on primetime TV. And they have set out to win 3 games in a row. They're shooting the puck into the net every time they slap it seems. And they're on a hot run right a couple games before the end of the season and the start of the Stanley Cup Championship playoff series. And the Lightning are the defending 2-time Stanley Cup champ back-to-back and looking for a third, as we all know. So this is a great time. Lightning's playing good hockey, and that's what we needed to do, to be playing good hockey. And as for baseball, the Rays, well, their arms are still stretching out on them pitchers that missed 2 or 3 weeks of spring training. And they're just using a lot of pitchers. If you notice, they got 7 or 8 pitchers. People always ask, Cowboy, how come they're using 7 or 8 pitchers in the baseball? I said, look, man, they didn't get any kind of training camp in a few weeks. Extended, shortened spring training. They're using extra pitchers in the game so they can get them arms stretched out like they would in February if they wouldn't have been on strike. But anyhow, the Rays are doing that. And their pitching staff is playing. We're doing real well. We're a little bit better than 500. But it was a 162-game season, so we got a long way to go. And now to my questions and answers tonight. I have a question from Johnny, and Johnny's from Tampa. And Johnny wanted to know, will the United States Football League play in Tampa in the next few years? I think the United States Football League Tampa Bay Bandits will be playing in the next few years in Tampa. But Johnny, right now, of course, they're playing in Birmingham. But there's at least 4 teams that are talking about playing in their home cities next year. So that was a great question, Johnny, and we'll keep tuned to that. But there is some teams that plan on playing in their home cities. I don't know why the Tampa Bay Bandits couldn't. There's no other team in there in spring, and they've got a field to play at. So I think in the next few years, we'll see about, maybe even next year, some of the teams relocating to their home cities. So thanks for the question, Johnny. And the next question is from Tom, and Tom is from Eloise, and Tom wanted to know, what about Major League Baseball and the pitch count strike calls that's been going bad lately? And I can tell you that Adrian Hernandez, one of the lead umpires in Major League Baseball, is terrible. I'm not going to say he's crooked because I'd get sued for that, but he's terrible. And if you get Adrian Hernandez behind the plate calling balls, strikes, and you're a pitcher, you're going to get what he wants to give you, okay? So Major League Baseball needs to look into some of these referees that got out there calling balls and calling outs and really look into it, because you got the integrity of the game, as far as I'm concerned, is on the line if we're talking about umpiring. And I'm not saying Adrian Hernandez is bad. He works for Major League Baseball. I'm just saying watch his games and tell me what you think. So thank you very much for that question, and God bless you for your support. What do you got for me, DjX?
Well, Cowboy, you know how it goes. We got some more USFL news this week. Man, this league they really came to play some ball.
They did.
But some of them might have came to play.
Yep.
And I'm finna get to it right here. Tampa Bay Bandits defense back Antonio Reed will miss Saturday's game against Houston Gamblers after he was suspended by the USFL for one game after sitting on an opponent's head during last Sunday's 34-3 loss to New Orleans Breakers. Reed, who played college football at Nebraska from 2015 through 2018, is the first player to be suspended by the USFL.
Well, he got recognition on something. He's going to be always known as the first player suspended.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't sit on a player's head.
Right.
Now, you can't sit on a player's head when you're in Pee-wee ball or in high school ball, college ball, pro ball. You can't sit on a player's head in football, okay? And, it happens. It must have been pretty flagrant to be suspended.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, flagged for unsportsmanlike, maybe ejected, but suspended. Well, I didn't ever get to see the play. I missed the play.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. I missed that play, and I'm ashamed for it. I'm going to have to look into how he must have really been malice with sitting on his head to get suspended.
It's not very professional.
No, that's what you're not going to be moving leagues if you keep playing like that.
Mm-hmm. Week 2, USFL viewership slides by more than 50%. What you think about that, Cowboy? What you think they could do to actually get this viewership up?
Well, mainstream media needs to cover the teams and give them a fair shake. A lot of mainstream media is not giving the United States Football League a fair shake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll tell you this about the USFL. They financially have set up to last for 3 years. Okay? They won't go broke this year because they got 3 years worth of monetary situation set up now to cover 3 years. Now, as far as viewership, you got everything going on. You got NBA playoffs going on. You got Major League Baseball. You got hockey going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In our market in Tampa, you got the Tampa Bay Lightning trying to win 3 Stanley Cups in a row. Hey, they're there. I mean, who's you're in a market with a lot of professional sports established franchise teams playing in their time of year, and you're stepping in the arena. So if you're getting any market share, you're getting something, okay? But, you're competing against the NBA playoffs going on, Stanley Cup playoffs fixed to start, baseball playing, and this is something spring leagues have always had to know in their minds. Listen, we're in competition with these people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into week 2 of the United States Football League, and let's say like this, NFL draft tomorrow night, and every network in America's on it. So let's just say it like it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Now after the draft, it'll go away.
They got to get their stadiums.
They got to get the stadiums.
That's
they got to
a
get
big
the stadiums.
part of it.
I think
the
so.
live audience is a big part of
You
it.
need to have that fan audience.
Mm-hmm.
You say, well, Lightning's playing in Tampa,
Right.
The Rays are playing at Tropicana Field,
Mm-hmm. Right.
You got to have a field because, the Birmingham Stadium's drawing more people. Well, that's their team. Why wouldn't they? Well, it's their own home team,
Mm-hmm.
If the whole league was in Tampa, the Bandits would have a better attendance than anybody because they're right there in the same town.
Right.
So I know the formula when they started it was the financial one to try to get the stadium deals. But, yes, I think next year they'll be moving some stadiums. I really do.
Well, Pat McAfee say USFL is so dead.
Well, Pat McAfee makes a lot of money saying and talking and telling everybody anything they want to hear like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say this to Pat McAfee. We just said it. you're in competition with all these people. Do you think you're going to be you're moving into the spring?
Mm-hmm.
So there's people watching baseball that are baseball fans. And the people watching basketball, they're basketball fans. The people involved in hockey, that are hockey fans. And they're football fans too. But these other sports have a time and place during the calendar year in America's sports.
That's right.
And let me say this to you, Pat. Football in the spring is not in there, Pat. Okay? So you're cutting a trail that had been there before, but don't expect it to be a major contributor to the Big Four, NBA, MLB, NHL hockey, or NFL football. I mean, let's be realistic about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's dead. It's dead if people like you don't watch it. But there's millions of people that are still viewing it. Mm-hmm. And it's going to have to take baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps are baby steps. Let's do this. Let's get through 10 games in the championship.
Right. Which I think is going to come down to the South.
I think it will. I think the two teams up there in Canton, Ohio, we hope it's one of the Tampa Bay Bandits, but possibly it could be New Orleans Breakers or Birmingham Stallions. Mm-hmm. The Bandits are good. They're 1-1.
Yeah.
You know what I want? Yeah. You know what I mean? And the Gamblers, hey, they're 1-1 too. So, the first week, every team in the South won.
Right.
Second week, every team did. But, I like them Philadelphia Stars. They're playing pretty good football.
Yeah. I think New Orleans kind of won me over. I like the way them guys play.
They play hard.
Oh, yeah, they play hard.
They play hard, and they got a good defense. They got a good defense.
They do. They do.
They got a couple linebackers the NFL be looking at. I'm telling you now. Mm-hmm. Okay? And that coordinator, too.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
I mean, he's calling some good defense. Because they're calling offense out there. Todd Haley and these other coaches, the USFL, have got background in the NFL. They are calling offense. Okay? Mm-hmm. So when the Breakers can shut them down like a door, then you got to tip your hat to them. No doubt.
Oh, they're awesome team.
Ain't no doubt. It's caliber play.
That's what I got for you this week, Cowboy.
Well, God bless you, DjX, and God bless the viewers. And I want to tell everybody thank you. We appreciate you viewing and continue to view and continue to share with your friends. Leave your comments so we can take your questions and answer them here. I can't get off before I tell you about the Watercraft and jet ski races in Avon Park, Florida. April 29th, the 30th, and May 1st on Donaldson Park and Lake Verona. I have to tell you, we're going to have some live footage of that event. DjX and myself is going to go out and get some live footage to put on air on that event. So get on down there. It's a free event. It's downtown Avon Park for 3 days. Jet ski and watercraft races. So God bless you again. Thank you. And continue to leave them comments and ask us questions so we can answer them here on the air. Cowboy out.